Hello, everybody. Welcome to Queer Games. Heck yeah. I'm Luke Miller, game dev. I'm running a little behind today, so bear with me while I just get everything sorted. I think we're good to go. Yeah, what's there to say? It's Queer Games. Heck yeah. My favorite time of the day. Um, well, that's not really true. I'm really running really far behind at the moment. I'm supposed to be taking screenshots for the Queer Games Festival, but the Queer Games Festival is rolling on and on, and I still don't have all the screenshots. So I'm sneaking in a few extra games. But I don't need much encouragement to do it because I love them so much. Today we're looking at US Route 160. Route? I can never quite tell. I know nothing about it, so if you don't like surprise content, look away. I think this is a bit wordy, so I hope you like the sound of my voice, because I love the sound of my voice. Growing up, I always thought I had quite a high-pitched voice. I was kind of embarrassed by it, but I've learned to love it, as evidenced by like video 60 of Queer Games Heck Yeah. All right, let's go. There's a little caption. I'm not going to read it. I'm not going to read the bit beneath the screen because I need to figure out how to crop these things properly. Because we're playing in the browser. Oof, it's a bit scrambled today. I wasn't going to do Queer Games Heck Yeah, and I literally just like 5 minutes ago just had the urge to play a game, and I thought, all right, let's do it. We don't need much prep time. We should be able to just bang these things out now. But as you can see, I'm a little bit. Maybe I do need the prep time. Okay, here we go. US Route 160. You don't want anything to do with the desert. Heck the rocks. Heck the heat. And heck whatever stupid heck animals that have the audacity to live in the middle of a colossal dirty sandbox. Anger sears through your veins like fire-catching kindling. It makes you grit your teeth, tightening your hands around the worn leather of the wheel as you punch the accelerator. Your car obeys with a groan, pulling forward, faster down the highway. You could never stay in one place, could you? Mum has been dead in the ground for over a decade now, but you can still hear her tired voice in your head, echoing off the trees near the back porch. Vel, get back here. You are nothing but trouble. Every day you cause me grief, I lose a year of my life. Lord only knows just how right she was. Love it. Damn. We're off to a really great start. Mama. Your thoughts drift to your mama who made you, unmade you towards the end. Born to circumstances she couldn't escape, made hard by poverty and heartbreak. She saw your soft exposed underbelly, the kind curiosity in those soft grey eyes, and twisted her knife. Oof. I love her already. From then on you learned to hide. Thoughts, feelings, hopes, dreams. What meant the most to you kept in an imaginary box inside. Outside silent, outside silent, a blank canvas for her splatter paints. Mama only wanted you when she wanted revenge. On her parents for dying, on your daddy for leaving, on the world for giving her you without asking. Ooh. I'm taking screenshots, so we're pausing. I mean, this is why I'm a bit of a scramble today, because I've been a little lax on the screenshots. And today when I sat down to composite it all together, I was like, ooh, there's some big holes in this. Okay. On most days, you stayed out of her way, used your nights to dream of escape, collected her unemployment after long trips on the interstate. Mama never thought you could leave. That's a good line. Mama never thought you could leave. Trapped behind invisible walls of crippling low self-esteem, you believed her for a while, even thought she was doing you a favor. She always said she said she always hated your mama. Wait, she said she always hated your mama. Oh. Wait. Alright. I've lost the thread there. Jaw would tighten when you flinched at a hug. She said she always hated your mama. But isn't she your mama? Okay, now I'm a little bit lost. Jaw would tighten when you flinched at a hug, pain in her eyes when she saw how you rushed to apologize for being yourself. She made sure to hold you close and whisper about how your mama was wrong. You're always the best gift she ever got. Oh, I think there's an extra character floating around here somewhere. You take a deep breath, clearing your thoughts and focusing back on the road. You saw a sign for something a few hours up ahead. The sign was too faded to tell. Hopefully a gas station. You just have to get there. Drive through the morning. Minutes turn into hours on the road. No sign of civilization to be seen. Road signs are fading, then faded, then just completely gone. Radio's only tuning to static. Drive through the afternoon. There haven't been any curves on the road, and driving in a straight line becomes mind-heckingly boring. You know you're moving, but it doesn't feel like you're going anywhere at all. In fact, if the car wasn't on and the scenery wasn't changing, you could trick yourself into thinking you've been going in some sort of long infinity circle. Is that a little meta commentary about looping games? I think it might be. Drive through the evening. Ooh, screenshots, Luke. Screenshots. I've got one job to do. Okay. The thing about the Queer Games Festival is it is so much fun, but there are times when it is an awesome amount of work. And this week, I think, is like the peak work week for it, where, it's just been a couple of months of just kind of this sort of chill, lo-fi, hanging out, just chatting with people about games you love. But then there's that week where you're like, we've got to deliver a bit. But that's okay. I'm kind of excited to be doing that. Do what you love, I guess. The sun fades in the corner of your vision, streaks of navy and pink across the horizon. You let the ultraviolence soothe your sunbitten skin. What do they mean by ultraviolence in this context? I mean, I'm familiar with A Clockwork Orange ultraviolence, and I'm familiar with the Lana Del Rey song ultraviolence. Maybe there's some sort of common element here I need to look up. You try to keep your eyes focused on specific points along the highway, but you can feel the strain, then the fatigue. No, I can't go past. I'm going to DuckDuckGo it. Ultraviolence. A little bit of ultraviolence. Yes, it's a Lana Del Rey album. Maybe they're in the car listening to Lana Del Rey. I mean, it is very landscapey music to listen to. Entertainment. Ultraviolence, a hardcore wrestling style. Ultraviolence is the second hardest difficulty mode in the 1993 video game Doom. It's a band. It's several bands. Clockwork Orange. Okay, that's it. I thought it might have something to do with like the sunset as well. Like the sun on your face or something. It's alright. I get a vibe. That's what you want. You try to keep your eyes focused on specific points along the highway, but you can feel the strain, then the fatigue. Your muscles spark and spike with nerve pain. Then the numbness becomes unnerving. You weren't built to drive like this. You're surprised you haven't lost a tire. Elaine's been huffing up a storm. Is that a cyclone? Drive through the night. You watch the sky fade into a deep, dark resolution blue. Oh, that's a great phrase. The moon casts soft a glow over the steering wheel. You're no longer overheating, but you wish you were being held in warm arms. Slightly too hot and sticky, but you wouldn't dare move. Your body cries out for some kind of relief. You are so tired, but not just tired, truly tired. Tired of the problems, the bull dust, the agony of existing. There's a call deep inside of you for peace, for quiet. It would be so easy to just set the world aside for a moment and, let your eyes close for a moment? No, you have to stay awake. Well, I always think, we're here to play the drama parts. I don't want to end it too early, though. Let's just take a screenshot. We're going to do the dramatic option. Alright, that's quite a nice one, because I think we'll be able to play it a second time if this is a bad one. Just one moment to let your eyes rest. It's been so long, too long. You'll be fine if you just shut your eyes. Screech. Time slows. What is that noise? Oh heck, it's the tires. You realize a second too late. Your eyes fluttered shut. It was only a second. The brief peace caused your body to relax. Your grip lightened on the wheel. Elaine swerves uncontrollably to the left. Oh, Elaine's the car. Very good. You smashed against the driver's side door. A slab of sandstone fills your vision. You press the brake. It's not enough. The impact is deafening. High-pitched squealing, maybe screams, maybe yours. Glass shatters. You fly forward, forward, forward. Pain, pain, pain. Tired. The whisper of a condescending voice through the clamour. Lights out, my dear. No, Mama, I'm scared. I don't want to go. I don't want you to go. I don't think I did the mum's voice justice then, I think I got a little bit arch with it. Her mum was Oscar Wilde. Your mother's voice fades away, pulling you under the dark, turbulent waters in between consciousness and something else. It feels like being tossed from wave to wave, unable to swim, only able to float than sink. Fortune's favour to the wild, chaotic beast that has you in its maw. I'm loving the word images. I'm going to screenshot. You thought there was supposed to be a light right about now, some sort of holy sign. This just feels like drowning. Honey, make up your mind. Another voice, her voice. She used to call you honey, except right before you left. You standing behind a tiny one-room church at the edge of a town you've known your whole life, choking in a white lace gown, wearing a corset of lies, tightened by society's dainty little rose ribbons. FYI, I can't see the chat, so if there's anybody in the Twitch chat, I can't see you today. Sorry. Something had to give to get the stream going within a couple of minutes, and it was the chat. You were going to marry him. Your world always revolved around him, but then you met her. The laws of the universe no longer applied. I love it. There's a piercing ringing in your ears. The metal is cold on your skin. The metal is cold on your skin. You taste something wet and metallic in your mouth. Copper. Blood. Your eyelids are heavy. 5,000 pounds of metal attached to the tips. Something is dripping down your temple. Rain? Oh God. Pain, pain, pain. Tearing through your body, setting your nerve endings on fire. Other areas are numb. Dangerously, disastrously numb. Uh-oh. Darkness. A gasp rips through you, pulling oxygen through your body. You take a few sharp, painful deep breaths. It feels like nails have pierced your lungs, the effort causing your body to seize with every exhale. You open your eyes. You have to open your eyes. Oof, the light just came on. Open your eyes. It's getting a bit dark here, so the light has decided it's time to turn itself on. I hope it's flattering. You pry your eyes open. Can't you see I'm trying to survive a car crash here, light? I don't need your interruption. You pry your eyes open and see a kaleidoscope of colours blurring into each other. Something reflective glints at the ends of your vision. It looks like stars at the ends of your eyelashes. It's pretty. Your eyes adjust. You're staring out into the desert, right cheek pressed against rusted metal. Halo of glass shards catching the light. Drops of sticky red splattered like a hecked up pollock. That's a hell of an image. Like that sinful nail polish your mama never let you wear. I bet you're wearing it now. Another breath, more pain. You try to move your fingers. You can't feel it, but you can hear the slight squeak of nails scratching against paint. You can feel smooth, sticky fabric against your legs. Take stock. You push your arms up. You scream. You push down with your legs. You scream. You have a better view now. Things begin to click into place. You've been folded over the windshield, shattered through and scattered across the ground. You're out from the waist up, bent over the hood. Your legs are splayed across the dash, sticking to the leather, tangled in the fabric of your dress. Elaine is smashed against a rough-hewn clump of sandstone, bumper crumpled. Bumper crumpled. A small plume of smoke drifts upwards lazily, like a spirit ascending from a spent corpse. Push yourself. I think this is going to hurt. Ow. You slowly push yourself forward, rolling off the car and slamming onto your back. You cry out, dust filling your mouth. There's heat like a neutron bomb in your abdomen. You look down. A shard of glass juts out of your stomach. Oof. Elaine clearly didn't have that, what do they call it? The shatter glass? the stuff that goes into little chunks, to stop this exact thing from happening. A shard of glass juts out from your stomach. The blood blooms out slowly, staining the white. A red wedding. Total blasphemy. She would have loved it. You laugh once. You cough and wheeze. You choke on blood. You look up. You gasp. The stars were always bigger in the desert. Your eyes widen. Your chest aches. A stray tear catches in your eyelashes. There, finally, she's back. Oh, she's here. There, finally, she's here. Shock. She looks like a star. So bright. This can't be good. This can't be good for you. If you're in the desert in a car crash and the person you love appears in a vision. She looks like a star, bright, so bright. Your head is light, floating like a leaf on the wind. She extends her hand, touches your cheek, runs her fingers over your chin, along your blood-wet lips. It's soft, kind, safe. You haven't known safety like her, not since you realized. You weren't ever going to be right. Not for Mama, not for him, not for them. Blood loss. She reaches down, cradles your other cheek. Featherlight thumb brushes away crystalline tears. Her eyes are stardust, galaxies threaded through the freckles across her nose. I love freckles. A black hole in the scar on her upper lip. The wonder of it all, the secrets of the universe, unlocked in the rough skin of her fingertips. You lose the ability to talk. You wouldn't know where to start. You wouldn't know where to stop. So much to say, so little time. Breathing slows. She floats above you the entire time, something like the coming of Jesus, floating in eternal light like God. You don't pray, but you pray to her, a soft mumble of love through slowing lips. You're tired now, your pain is gone. You shut your eyes, a brutal sigh from your aching chest. She feels like home. You don't have to run anymore. You don't have to run. Ending 1. US Route 160. Alright. Huzzah. I mean, huzzah, but, we did die. Oh, logline. Yes. Well, we don't want to... Okay. Okay, that was our first playthrough. I can't speak for how long we've got. As I said, normally we play through the game once, because we just want a little flavour of it. But sometimes with smaller games we get to go again. So I think we will go again. There was a point in the middle of this game that reminded me of another game that we played recently. Oh no, what was it? I didn't want to say at the time because I didn't want to break us out of the story. But maybe we'll come across it again. Yeah. All right, let's go. It's poetry, this game. This game is like sheer poetry. Not every, I think people will see the text on the screen, or, when we're taking screenshots and we share the screenshots of the games, people will see the texty ones and just kind of keep going because it's too much work, or, images of text they're not very accessible, and I think people subconsciously pick up on that. But it is a super accessible game. It runs in the browser. Really, there's very limited clicking. You don't have to have reflexes to play this game. But the mental imagery it paints is as good as $100 million game, in my opinion. Maybe better. I'm going to skip through to that bit where wait, has it changed? Or did we Right, well, now I am confused. Can we go back? Okay, I think we got it seems to have branched a bit, or something happened last time. Okay. Going where I've never been, so take me to the highway, take me far from here. August 1971. Well, maybe something happened at the start and I missed a few pages. I did reload the browser window. Maybe that confused me. And by extension, all of you. Tinny rock music blares out of your car radio, echoing across the desert expanse. Nothing for the sound to bounce off except for the occasional cactus. It's sandstone, dust and dirt everywhere you look, wind-worn and desolate. Large dust clouds rise up, making the sky a grimy blue. Brushland to the left, and miles of canyons to your right, almost like a foreign planet. A foreign planet? Except you know where you are. You're on US Route 160, a massive stretch of concrete spanning east to west with almost nothing in between. You could say it's like a head without a brain. Everything's just swimming in the middle, floating in and out. It's hecking sweltering. Another bead of sweat rolls down your forehead. It's over 106 degrees. I think that's about 34, 35 Celsius. 10 hours in what is a multi-day driving spree. 10 hours? I think that's about 12 and a half centi hours in metric. You curse your old bone-shaken 1960s sedan, affectionately named Elaine. Oh, no wonder the glass was shardy and impaled us. It's because it's 1971. Affectionately named Elaine for having no AC. Did they even have air conditioning in the 70s? I don't know. And rolling the windows down is like breathing in volcanic ash. That means no cigarette. I remember we had a car when I was a kid. It was a Kingswood, which is an old, I think a Holden Kingswood is the brand. I don't think it ever got out of Australia, but like it had those like leather or pleather seats where if they'd just been in the sun for like 5 minutes, even on a mild day, if you'd sit on those seats and I swear your skin would like melt into the pleather. It was horrible. And then if Act 1 wasn't bad enough, Act 2 was the seat belt, the metal clip bit that had just been like, it was like an iron. Yes, we're much better at cars nowadays. But having said that, I love that car. Affectionately named Elaine for having no AC. Rolling down the windows like it's breathing in volcanic ash. That means no cigarettes either. The puffy white taffeta. Oh, you're in your wedding dress. How did we miss this the first time round? This is hilarious. I'm glad we came back. Oh, now my nose is runny. It's all happening today. The puffy white taffeta of your gown seems to capture and contain the heat. You're struck by a sudden urge to rip the tulle and lace off your body and throw it out the window. It was never the right one, but he liked it. So you made you like it too. Fat good that did you. Ka-thunk. A bump in the road causes you to jerk the wheel towards the left, almost carving off the road. You hastily jerk the wheel to the right. There's a sudden burst of static as the dial of the car radio slides with the car. Going, never been, take the highway, take far from. I don't know the song. I mean, I can vaguely know the song. You grip the wheel in one hand and tune the radio with the other, but no matter how hard you try, you can't get the music to come in clear. Frustration courses through your veins like acid. You smash your hand against the dial, turning the radio off. You're tired, real tired, but you can't stop. If you stop... ... You cut off your inner monologue, keeping it locked away where it can't be reached. You know what they say about the devil and his details. No use dwelling, it's already done. Taking a deep breath, you decide to calm your mind by taking in the scenery. Any animals? This is the first real barren desert road you've been on. You've heard of the different animals. I don't know if Routes 160 is real. But I suspect it's the same experience these days driving across it. Except you've probably got digital music or something. But I bet it's still a barren landscape. You've heard of the different animals that live around here. Snakes, scorpions, spiders. There's a little twinge of excitement that creeps up along the back of your neck from a place long and forgotten. You can't resist taking a quick peek out the window. The desert paints a vast canvas of tan, beige, oranges, and browns. It's tough to pick out any animals among the rocks and debris. Movement along the road catches your eye. A lone road runner. I don't think they're real. What? I mean, having said that, I went to America and there were raccoons, and I was like, oh, they're real. Because you just don't know, I guess. I mean, obviously, in hindsight, like every animal you see in a cartoon is probably based on a real animal, but you don't really know that. Anyway, I guess roadrunners are real. Are they? Let's DuckDuckGo this. Roadrunner, real. Oh, yeah, I mean, that's a cute bird. It looks a bit like a wattle bird. Alright, well, learn something new every day. I mean, I guess I knew they were real. I've never really thought about it. A lone roadrunner, mahogany and white dappled wings and long gangly legs, shoots off like a bullet down the highway. You try to track its movements, but even consider racing it, but it disappears in a gust of sand and a little sound. You drive for another stretch of time, imagining what it would be like to run because you wanted to, not because you had to. The hopeful thought is cut off by a dark patch coming up in the opposite lane, something solid but with a puddle around it. It takes you a moment to register, crushed in... Oh no! It takes a moment to register crushed white and mahogany wings, splattered with blood and gristle. You stop on impulse. Oh, you wouldn't stop. If you're doing like 60 miles an hour on a highway, by the time you stopped, it's like 2 kilometers back. You stop on impulse, the faint fleeting thought that you could save the thing. The neck of the bird is brutally detached, head splayed at an odd angle. The beak and eyes tilted up. Feet are straight in the air, still twitching. Its little chest pushes for air. Its eyes land on you and stick. You feel useless. Limited movement in your lace straitjacket. Only a witness to the loss of something so innocent. A shiver runs down your spine. You can't help but feel kinship with it. Struck down by some random freak accident. Never had a chance. Back to the road. Oof, harsh. You take a deep breath, clearing your thoughts and focusing back on the road. I was traveling through the country last week, and it was getting to like kangaroo hour, like dusk, and you just got to be careful about animals bouncing on the road. And there was a bit of roadkill. There were a few like dead kangaroos, and so you're like, oh, okay, so we know there are kangaroos in the area. And then just on the side of the road was a dead kangaroo, but like hovering over it was a peregrine eagle or wedge-tailed eagle. No, not a peregrine falcon, a wedge-tailed eagle. And the thing was massive. I think it came up to like my chest. And it was just kind of like pecking at it was sort of hovering, like standing over the kangaroo. I mean, the weird thing was it was just standing, like upright. And it just watched us drive past. And I was like, it is not scared of us. Anyway, wedge-tailed eagles, very big. But it's very beautiful. Where were we? You take a deep breath, clearing your thoughts and focusing back on the road. You saw a sign for something a few hours up ahead. The sign was too faded to tell. Hopefully a gas station. You just have to get there. Okay, we've been here. We're driving through the evening, driving through the night. Okay, now we have to stay awake. I learned our lesson. You feel your eyelids getting heavier, but you steel yourself. You can't fall asleep, not now. You have to find somewhere to stop. You feel panic start to ooze in the pit of your stomach, but brush it aside. It's not quite dark yet. You take one last scan of the road signs. Nothing, nothing. Oh heck, wait. The tires squeal as your foot smashes on the brake instinctually. You gotta break that instinct, I reckon. You stop right in front of a faded, wind-beaten road sign. It's so badly battered that you can't read the sign from your car. Is it Bates Motel? Because I would keep driving. You carefully step out of your car, leaving the keys in the ignition. Hiking up your dress, you take a couple of steps closer, squinting. You make out a few words. Oh, I love this. How do you recreate faded words? Using this fade effect is pretty cool. People can do a lot with very little in games, I think, in programming in general. It's always impressive. The pit in your stomach subsides slightly. Oh, what does it say? Diner. 3 miles, right side, look for snakestone. Finally, a sign of life. You don't know anything about a snakestone, but you've made it this far. You can figure it out. Keep driving. You continue driving down the road, keeping an eye out for any signs of life. Everything seems untouched by mankind. No hoof prints or footprints or boot prints or anything. You spy what looks like a mountain of some sort, right on the horizon. The mountain gets bigger, extending across your windshield in record time. You begin to slow down. Wait, that's not a mountain. It's not possible. You slow to a crawl and then a complete stop in front of a gargantuan stone structure. The structure defies gravity. Sitting on the sand is a pile of stones, all of them balancing precariously to form a triangular structure. The triangle is a base for a curved piece of sandstone that twists like the body of a snake, the head pointing straight up at the sky. The road seems to end there, the asphalt buried by a blanket of sand. The road seems to end here. Oh wow. Or maybe there was never any road here at all? That's not possible. Isn't this impossible? You can't wrap your head around it. This might just be the snake stone, but there are no tire tracks to be found. No sign, no lights. Okay, that's really cool. It's gone a little bit, mystical on us. It's a little bit picnic at Hanging Rock. With a sense of caution turned to curiosity, you take a hard right, driving across the desert. What's happening here? No, we're good. We're good. Alright. Let's keep going. But I think we're hitting a half-hour limit. Like clockwork, I find my attention starts to fade a bit. Just reading out loud. I think I should naturally read out about 25 minutes, and then my voice starts to get a bit, it'll need a break. With a sense of caution turned to curiosity, you take a hard right, driving across the desert sand. You hear the sand being chewed up and spit out by the tires. Come on, Elaine. You can do it. Elaine groaning as she ambles over the unsteady ground. You beat back the negative thoughts, scrambling for purchase in your mind. Oh, what a great line. This person is a wordsmith, whoever created this. A mile or so with nothing but sand. Another mile, the sun is gone. Another mile, you feel stupid now. Another mile. Wait, a light. Neon and metal. A sign. You found it. Park? Yes. You feel wild, hiking up your wedding dress at the entrance of a diner that shouldn't exist. Bell on the door, worn paint, scuffed floors, gospel song on the jukebox. 2 employees, a cook and a waitress. No other customers, just you. Cup of coffee? The waitress asks. She's blonde with streaks of strawberry in her hair. Strawberry blonde or strawberry pink? Blue eyes, freckles across the nose. We love freckles. Scar on her lip. Wait a minute. Is this the woman who called you honey? I'm confused. I feel something narratively tricky has happened here. Like the game is in a loop. Because in a car crash, we were thinking of this person, this angel. You pause. She tilts her head. You nod. Sit at the bar. The coffee is liquid tar that sinks heavily in your stomach. That doesn't sound pleasant at all. You should probably ask where you are. I mean, maybe she is an angel, but she's no good at making coffee. You should probably ask where you are, why nothing makes sense. Instead, you ask for a second cup. The cook walks over, leans over the counter, smiles at you. Brown hair, tousled. Shadow of stubble. Grey eyes with a hint of blue. Nose a little crooked. Cowlick where a hat would be. You know what would make that coffee even better? Honey? You? Well, let's go with honey, I think. You didn't mean to say that. He squints, confused. Hair falls. I guess honey and coffee doesn't make sense. What am I doing? He squints, confused. Hair falls in front of his face. You crush your fingers into your fists, look down. Awkward silence and bated breath. You hear a sigh, heavy footsteps heading to the back. You crumple on the counter. Anxiety keeps your fist clenched. A quiet giggle to your left. A soft thump to your right. You look up. Red nails on a half-empty Honey Bear bottle. Oh, it's her, capital H. She has stars in her eyes. A crooked little curved blade of a smile that gouges your insides. Something mischievous. Something terrifyingly curious. Something achingly familiar. Screenshot that. Okay, we've got our screenshots. It's good. I'm going to give it another 2 minutes, and then we'll have to move on, I'm afraid. I'm loving it. I'm loving it sick. You remember the diner. down the street from your church, the night you met him. I mean, he's probably still at the altar waiting, going, she'll be here any minute. She's 2 hours late, but it's all right. She'd tell me if she wasn't coming. She wasn't there, but she's here now. It's not her, but it feels the same. She looks you over, her smile fades. You catch her eye, she looks away, red creeping up her cheeks, nails clacking on the countertop. You look down. Heck, the wedding dress, the ring on your finger. You blurt, I'm not married. She looks back, eyebrows raised. You cringed. That's a great moment. I should just start wearing a wedding dress out in public, just so I can have that moment. When I meet a cute guy, I'm just like, oh, I'm not married. I just wear this for comfort. She looks back, eyebrows raised. You cringe. A laugh like church bells ringing through the open air. She always laughed when you did something strange. It felt kind. It feels good. Sticky warmth like molasses in a pecan pie. I don't know what any of those things are, but I 100% know what it means. That's hilarious. The comfort makes you freeze. The thought hits you like a bullet. She called you honey on days you wished would never end. How could you? You don't know where you are. You don't know where she is. You could have taken her with you. You should have been brave. Can I get you something else? I'm struggling a little bit to understand, like, the game is giving us the story, but it's not spelling it out for us. It's kind of like letting us fill in the pieces, which I think is really genius. Like I'm guessing that, well, my take on it is that we were about to be married to a guy and we were just going through the motions, partially to kind of just get our mum off our back. But at some point we met the woman with the freckles and she's turned our world upside down. And at the very last moment we've done a runner. And we've run out on him, but also we've run out on her. Or maybe she's not around anymore. And now we've arrived here at this place, at the end of the world, and there's someone a lot like her, that may or may not be her. I don't know, we'll see. I know I said 2 minutes, that was 2 minutes ago. Can I get you something else? You're violently yanked out of your thoughts, looking into the faces of two people who suddenly look nothing like the ghosts in your mind. Yeah, interesting. You shake your head jerkily. Can you tell me where I am? The waitress pipes up, her voice scratchy, tired, hopeless. Nothing like hers. You're right off Route 160, headed towards Colorado. The road's a straight shot. That can't be right. There was a snake in the middle of the road, nothing but desert. Snake. Her face shifts, something between scorn and pity lacing her features. That's what happens when you run. The road ends for you where he wants it to. Oh. A possessive hand on your shoulder. Oh dear. If Jesus Christ is the same yesterday, today, and forever, so are we. A possessive hand on your shoulder. Oh, turn around. The cook appears behind you, but it's not the cook. It's a preacher, open Bible in hand. Now, how does that work? The diner is the church, pews filled with strangers. Oh no. 2 wedding rings like a ball and chain. Wedding bells and the clamour of your heartbeat. Bile in your throat. Darting eyes, shaking hands. You can't run away. You can't shake the thought. It's lit dynamite caught in your throat. You know it's blasphemy. But if you can't love her without being a sinner, then their God and your God can't be the same. You have to run. Okay. I mean, I'm tired, but I'm loving it so much. We've got to keep going. You dart back to your car, stumbling in the desert sand. Foot on the ignition. You floor it. The neon lights of the diner fade behind you, the car careening from side to side from the frantic pace. You can do it, Elaine. I know you can do it. You make it back to Highway 160. The snake-like structure still stands tall. You swear the snake hisses at you. You tamp down the urge to hiss back. No, hiss all you want. Once went out with a guy who, when he was losing an argument, he would hiss at you. And I was like, I think he'd been doing it since he was a kid, and it had worked on his parents. It did not work on me. I mean, It completely alarmed me, but it didn't make me think he'd won the argument. But having said that, I have since worked that into my repertoire so that when I'm really losing an argument, which is very rarely, I'm not afraid of like resorting to a hiss. Just, out of desperation. You tamp down the urge to hiss back. You might be losing your mind. A reckless abandon takes over you. You can keep driving down a heck of your own making, or you can go back home and make things right. Oh, what? I mean, oh, maybe this is a good place to stop. Um, all right, let's stop it there. Oh, how good is that though? Um, but anyway, if you want to know what happens, you know what you can do? You can play the game. And the game is US Route 160. It's available on itch. It's part of the Queer Games Festival. How good was that? I was taken to that desert. I learned about roadrunners, um, and we pieced together a pretty good story for this person. Uh, I mean, it, I can't remember what game it reminded me of. But oh well. But the things I really liked about it, I thought, I mean, I just love people running away on their wedding day. It's just so filled with drama. I think as wedding dresses, they're so iconic, and so if you're, it's really transgressive to run away from a wedding, or to like try to like to mess up a wedding. So it's good drama. Um, it could be like we had that really dark bit where we were in the car accident and we were dying, but at the same time, even though it was very a dark situation, it was so kind of like darkly rich, the language, that it was kind of on the right side. Like I didn't feel like we were sort of like trauma tourists. I felt like we were actually just experiencing like good literature, good art. So um, yeah, I guess at the start when I said, oh, people see pictures of text and they sort of pass by for the more graphical ones, I must admit I also have that slight bias. So I came to this one kind of going, oh, let's get it out of the way with. But actually, it was damn good. So I hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope that you will, um, you know, find out what happens, or make the choice, because that's games like that. Uh, Thanks for joining us, and I'll see you next time on Queer Games. Heck yeah! Alrighty.